Hey, welcome back to Santa's Workshop. So I have had some inquiries come in asking if maybe we can see a little bit more behind the scenes of what goes on at Santa's Workshop. And since this is the startup of the year, I thought, well, you know what? Why don't we just share with you an elf build? I did have a Santa that contacted me, and he says, listen, I have an elf that I've used for many years, and I would like to be able to bring him to life, and is it something that you can probably attempt? And I said, sure, send him down. And you know what? Here we have him. He's a great looking elf. He's got great proportions, and the best part is that the cavity is big enough on the inside to receive the servo that I want to put in it. So what I thought I'd do is I'd give you a little bit of behind the scenes of how I put it together. And that way I just share. It'd be fun. And our goal is to get this little guy inside the body and bring a little bit of magical life to this little elf. So stay tuned, and it's good to see you. Bye for now.
So as you see here, I have this wonderful elf. They don't make elves like this anymore. And what I will be putting in this little fella is our mechanism to make his head turn. He'll be self-standing, so I've got to disassemble all the garment. I want to keep his arms posable and keep his legs posable, but put a mechanism within the body here that will allow him to turn his head. And this ought to be cute, so stay tuned. So we have an HS55 servo that is that's set into this little cylindrical body. So this body has been 3D molded based on the size of the elf torso. And what happens is the system fits within the torso, and then I'll be mounting the wires that actually support the armatures, and that will allow us to maintain the pose. And then this here is the neck, and the neck will come up through the collar of the shirt, and then the head will have to reshape, and the inside diameter of the neck, and it will seat on top of the shaft. And then everything else is programmed through this little computer module, and that's it. So the goal is to try to keep as much fabric intact without damaging it. Because one, it'd be hard to get this fabric again, and two, the frays would be very visible. So there we have it. Mechanism within the body, I was able to maintain the wire structure, so he'll be posable. Now and figure out what the inside diameter is so I can trim out the inside of the head and be able to mount that. So we took the Dremel and we had to Dremel the innards out, so we'll be able to fit the shaft in his head. I'm going to leave the wire because the wire, if you look inside there, is what holds the his little hat, so you can position it. I find that it's important that we maintain that, so it's all posable. So that's it. Now we'll do a dry fit. All right, so now that we have the mechanism set up, I want to center his head. So I'm going to turn it on. I wanted to make sure we have, and then we'll put it back to center, and we're good to go. I'm finding, as I'm trying to set the head,
is that there's an enormous amount of glue, which was actually the collar that kept the head on. If you could see that groove, kind of a primitive way, but when they molded the head, they put this little groove in it, and there's a small wire that's in the collar of this shirt, and they glued a lot of glue around it, and that's what allowed the head to actually swivel. So now I need to lessen up the tension on that so I can seat the head down deep enough to where two things. One, the position of the head would sit low enough so the proportion of the neck looks right. And two, I need to be able to tilt his head forward a little bit. Look a little strange for him to have his head up turning like that. So so that's just a little bit more work that I'm having to address, but we'll get her done. Now I've set the head on the shaft, and I hooked it up because I wanted to make sure that we still have good clearance. So before I mount the head permanently, I think I wanted to double test it. Are you feeling good about that? Tinsel's fabric is so delicate that I saran wrapped it just so I can put him in the doll stand and not worry about fraying any of the fabric. And then as well as the hat and the hair, since I will have to be using an epoxy, I wanted to make sure that nothing was getting in my way. And the next thing I'll be doing is preparing this shaft area here. I'll need to put some sort of spreading device in to help keep all the fabric away. So we're into putting them all together now. So project's complete. We had a really fun time, and if you stick around, maybe you'll see more. What else could that be? Well, I don't know. Thank you. But let's see how the elf is doing. Hey, little man. Great job. Would you like to stay with me forever here? All right. Well, thanks for spending some time with me, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.